All right. What seems to be coming through over the last couple of weeks, and even so, more so in the last week particularly, is people talking about trust. And I thought it was coming through so strongly, and it does tie in with the theme that we've been looking at over the last few weeks of stepping into our creative power, looking at our belief systems, becoming creators, all that kind of stuff that we've spoken about. And yeah, I think I've had 3 or 4 conversations this week about trust. So, you know, sometimes you wonder whether you're creating this stuff or not. Or whether Spirit's saying, here's some info, here's some info. Either way, trust. And the topic for today is trust is a cover-up. All right. Yeah. I want to have a look at the many ways, or the ways, or let each of you look at the ways that your ego kicks in when you say you have to trust something, or you have to have trust. Okay? Yeah. There's a fellow, his name is Steve Pavlima, who I've never read anything of, but one of my friends during the week quoted him and said, "The root cause of scarcity is a lack of trust in the universe to provide." Now, we would all nod our heads wisely, that's for sure, about that one, thinking that that's a really good statement. But I have come to think that it's not. Because trust. If you have to trust, like, okay, think about something that you don't have to trust. Like getting in your car in the morning and turning on the ignition and driving to work. You don't go downstairs thinking, I trust that the car will start this morning. Do you? I mean, you just get in the car. I mean, you might die. It's not in your head. But I'm going to get to that. So bear with me. There are certain things that we don't trust. Well, we do trust them, but we don't have to say that we do, because we haven't had a bad experience with them. Therefore, there's no negative vision, no negative experience that we have to say, I trust that my friend is going to turn up today. Because when you invite your friend over for some beers or whatever, you invite them over and they turn up. If you're going to trust that that friend's going to turn up, that's because that friend is not trustworthy. True? Who says true? Thumbs up, thumbs down. Another analogy came out was you know, the toaster. You're going to make eggs and toast in the morning, so you pop the toaster on, you flip the thing down, you might check that it's on the right setting, you know. Boyfriend or girlfriend might have had it the day before and changed it on you, or your wife or your husband. And then you get on with cooking your eggs. Okay. We don't sit there cooking the eggs saying, I trust that the toaster is going to work. Yeah, I think you got my point. However, if that toaster is an ornery son of a bitch, so to speak, and the last time you used it, last time you used it, your toast was burned. The time before that, it was still cold. Then you're going to have to keep checking on that toaster the whole time. So it seems to me that trust really is a cover-up. Trust is a cover-up for a block, for something, for a negative experience that you've had in the past. Everyone's having a think, and that's cool. That's cool. So, I mean, you know, what is it that we really feel that we have to have trust in? You know, apparently the Americans trust in God. It's written all over their money. But, you know, not necessarily a very godly nation, hey? So that's an interesting thing. Yeah. Anyway, what I'd like to do because I think everyone's got my concept. What I'd like to do is go into a little bit of a meditation, and that's have a look at, for each of us individually, what does trust cover up? And maybe that's with relation to a particular thing that might come to mind, or just in general. So what do you reckon? I'm happy if anyone's got any questions at this stage on either what we're going to do or on the content that I've just presented. Feel free to unmute and have a question if you got one. Go ahead.
I don't know what I have. I don't know what I have. I can't verbalize right now. It's just, I think, oh, we lost Di.
Well, she obviously can't trust her internet.
I'm just struggling how to because what's coming up in my head, I'll just say what's coming up, is like, it doesn't feel like a cover up for me. It feels like a fork in a road. You know what I mean? Like, you know, in the meditations, it's like we have one option to go there and one option to go there. But then I'm trying to put back that fork in a road analogy to the toaster, and it doesn't work. So I think my brain broke.
That's because if you put a fork into the toaster, you're going to electrocute yourself.
Okay. Yeah, well, maybe that's why.
Maybe. Okay. Thank you. I do. Yep. It's an interesting concept, isn't it? And that's why I'm happy if anyone wants to have a little yak about it now and clarify anything. The thing is, what I've learned of late is that we can have a negative vision or a positive vision. All right. So if we're trying to create something, we're all creators. We're all amazing creators because we create all the time. We create stuff that we don't want as well as stuff that we do want. Okay. And so there's negative and positive vision. And it gets back to what we've spoken about. Probably I've spoken to each one of you about individually, if not collectively, about when we have to affirm something, it's because we don't have it. Okay. So if I affirm that I'm a really happy guy and I'm really nice, that's because I'm trying to be a happy guy and really nice, because on some levels I'm not a happy guy and really nice. Otherwise I wouldn't be affirming it, because happy, nice guys don't affirm that they're happy and nice. They just get on with being happy and nice. It's the same with if you have enough money, a nice car, etc., all those things. So to say that I am going to trust in something seems to me that if I did trust in spirit, because that has been one of my struggles, I will admit, one of my big struggles in this journey has been trusting spirit. You know, because I had some negative experiences in some past lives where things had gone sideways, and I really got to the point where I couldn't trust God, inverted commas, or the divine, or spirit, and I had to overcome that. And so yeah, just saying that you trust in something really can indicate a lack of trust, well, obviously. Otherwise, you wouldn't be affirming that you have to trust it. Getting some interesting facial expressions, but that's fine. All right, so what I'm going to do, trust is normally not present because of some past experience. Like I said about the toaster, like Cameron told me a great story about a toaster on Thursday, I think it was, or Friday, where his toaster's a real ornery thing that will do whatever it likes with the toast. Do you want to comment on that, mate?
Yeah, no, pretty much. That's, yeah, you chuck it in. I've chucked it in a couple of times. There seems to be many different reasons, but my wife turns off the switch, the toaster, and our kettle at the switch on the wall. And there's been times I've gone to put my bread in the toaster, I've slapped down the toaster thing and I've gone to go start cooking my bacon and eggs and baked beans and stuff. And then I'll come back to the toaster and it'll still be cold and there won't be anything happening. And I'll be like, what the hell's wrong with this toaster? And then realize that it's off at the wall. Or it'll just, or it'll just burn crazily for no reason. And then it'll get stuck or something like that. And then the toast gets stuck in it and it gets burnt. It's fun. It's fun.
Thanks, man. So the question is, if we can jump in a car or on a toaster, for that matter, and just trust the mechanism of that thing to work, particularly with a vehicle. I mean, I jump in my car every day. I don't think, gee, I hope the Land Rover starts. Hope the Alpha's okay, whatever. When I go down to get in my car, I just get in the car with all my gear, put it down, turn the key, and drive away. If we trust those mechanisms so easily, why is it that we have trouble trusting the mechanism of creating, of manifesting, of having the things in our lives that we really want? Because we know what the mechanism is. The mechanism is to get in the energy of the end result of what it is that you want. Then to get out of your own way and just allow it to happen. And I didn't hear the word trust once in that sentence. Hey. Okay, so enough of that. We're going to go into spirit now. We're going to ask spirit, each individually, what it is. If there's something that comes up for you that you feel you need more trust with, be it manifesting, be it whatever it might be, love, relationships, you name it. Okay. In fact, when I think about it as I'm talking here, which I can do, I think, realistically, anything that you could possibly want that you're going to have to trust is going to happen comes right down to the very basic root of, I have to trust the mechanism of creation. So let's just go straight to the core. Let's cut this to the quick and go down to the point. Why is it that we sometimes have to trust, aka doubt, the mechanism of creation? What do you think? Happy? Right, thank you. All right. So we will most probably go down the route of looking for the saboteur. What is it that happened in the past? Who turned the toaster off at the wall? Looking for the saboteur from the past. So let's enter into spirit and let's find out where we go with this. Thank you. So get yourself comfortable. I'm led to say with your feet.
Do you mind if I quickly run to the toilet for 1 minute? Sorry.
Mate, let's have a break. 1 minute break. Anyone got any comments while Emilita's off getting a drink of water?
I feel like that makes sense. I mean, we've been speaking about this during the week, though, not.
It's a tough one.
It's an interesting one.
Because it runs contrary to popular belief.
It makes sense in my head because it's in a way stuff that I've been dealing with directly.
Yeah. I think it's one of those subtle entrapments that we can get into. Yeah. And as we know, each time you affirm a negative vision, you only empower that vision. So let's get rid of some of the densities, some of the belief systems around not trusting the mechanism of creating, not trusting spirit, who loves us completely unconditionally, because we are of our own spirit, we are old spirit, we are a divine spark of creative intelligence. We are a super conscious awareness, and we have access to all the information that we need, all the power that we need to live this life as a life that we love. So let's see what's in the way to achieving that. Thank you, Spirit. Just become aware of the inflow and the outflow of your breath. And with each inflow and outflow of your breath, become more relaxed, more comfortable, and more at ease. I invite you to go to that place within where you connect with your higher self. I invite you to receive a breath into your heart space. And as you breathe out, allow that breath to be gifted to each cell of your body, illuminating it with light. Receive each breath into your heart space with gratitude. And on the out breath, expand all over. On this next breath, draw it in through the crown of your head, receiving into your heart space. And as you breathe out all over, give some of that breath down to Mother Earth, down beneath your feet, through your Earth Star chakra, and feel down into Mother Earth, source of all abundance, love, comfort, grounding. I invite you to receive another breath through the crown chakra into your heart as you release and relax all over. Gift some of that breath down to Mother Earth again, going deeper this time to the core of Mother Earth and really feeling into the groundedness through your Earth Star chakra. And this time, breathe up through your Earth Star into your heart space. And gift this breath up to Father Sky through your Soul Star, Celestial Gateway. And just for a couple of minutes, I invite you to do this pillar of light breathing, receiving from Father Sky into your heart space. Expanding all over as you gift the breath down to Mother Earth, deep into the earth, and then receiving from Mother Earth into your heart space and gifting that breath to Father Sky. In this way, celebrating the balance of male and female, the yin and yang, acknowledging our interconnectedness to all things of spirit, to the unified field, and acknowledging our groundedness to Mother Earth and to the abundance of this planet. Receiving gratitude from Father Sky and from Mother Earth. Allow that gratitude to fill your heart space. And now, with our intent to explore that trust is a cover-up for you each individually. When we think about trusting the mechanism of spirit to manifest for us in this 3D world, What is it that stands in our way? What density is there that comes forth in this moment? Be it from your heart, be it from your solar plexus, sacral or base chakra, or perhaps a density in the upper chakras of the throat about expression, or your third eye to do with vision, or perhaps your crown, which is your connection to spirit. Just allow your energy to see which one of these centers of energy have been affected in the past, perhaps in this life. Well, definitely in this life because it's affecting you. Now let's call forth that density, what it is in this sacred circle of safety and peace. What density is it? Who is the saboteur in this instance? Be it past life, ancestral. So I invite you to walk with me to the place of the saboteur. And before you stands a great castle, dark. And as you approach this castle, the drawbridge winds down and you cross the moat. You are a being of light, come to this place to salvage and to heal. So there is no need to be afraid, although it's a place of dark, a place of shadows, and a place that you would rather not necessarily visit. Or be that the same, you are a creator, a divine consciousness, and you enter through the castle door into a courtyard. Looking through the gloom, you notice a doorway leading down a set of steps. With confidence and courage, you walk down these stairs as they wind down in a circular fashion, as if following the line of a tower of the castle, down these steps, which are well worn and perhaps a little slippery. Down you go, until you come to a long corridor along which you walk. At the end of this corridor there is a doorway. It's locked, but you hold the key and you insert this key into the lock. Turn the key and it falls open. And you push open this door. Who goes there? It is me, the healer. I am here. I am here to heal the saboteur. And you enter. In this room in the corner, in the far dark corner, you see this being. Is it a man? Is it a woman? The hair is messy, matted, and their clothes are filthy. They've been in the shadows for a very, very long time. As you approach, you feel the love in your heart of a healer. And so as not to frighten or scare away this person who is slinking in the shadows, create a heart-to-heart connection and send love. I'm here to release you, you say. They look up at you with frightened eyes. How can it be? I've been here for many years. I'm here to release you. What pain have you seen? What sorrows have you seen? And this being tells you its story, your story from the past. And you listen. As they relate this story to you, you can see clearly how this story reflects in your own life. The shadows of the experiences of this poor, wretched being. And you listen with love as the story is told. The shadows start to fade away. You reach your hands down to the wrists of this poor being who's chained, and the chains melt away. A look of hope comes across their face as they realize that you really are here to free them, to heal them. Astonishment and hope. In that moment, it appears that the healing is nearly done. For acknowledgement is really all that's required. But there is more to do. You reach down and help this being to their feet. They're a bit wobbly, but you hold them up and you say to them, what was it that you needed at that time? What was it that you didn't have that could have brought you through this unscathed? Was it appreciation? Was it recognition? Was it support? Was it love? Or was it something else? And they tell you what it was that they needed in that moment of time. Maybe it was something physical. Maybe they needed a bigger sword. That was what my saboteurs needed. And now with this heart-to-heart connection that you have, you are a healer. You are able to give this being that which they needed for at this moment in time of reliving their story. They're able to inject that into the situation and see themselves triumphant. as this transformation takes place with this being. And you see feelings in yourself melting away, the feelings in you that resonate with this melting away. Shaft of sunlight comes into this dark place. You didn't realize before that there was a door here that's now open a crack. Step over to it, and you open this door, in pours golden sunlight, fresh air, sound of the outside world, and a path out of here. You look at this being who now is standing quite strong. They're looking quite well, an amazing transformation. And at this point in time, you have a choice as to whether it is in your highest good to integrate this being into your heart and field as they are a past life or ancestor of yours, or to allow them to go on their way as a sovereign being in their own right. And this choice that you make in this matter will be the exact right choice for you, for your highest good. And you decide between the two of you whether this being, now healed and whole on all levels and dimensions, is free to go to its own time track, or whether with an embrace of love and acceptance you accept this part of you back into your field and retrieve these parts of you that have been missing. Either way, the decision you make now is the correct decision, and you make that decision. Thank you, Spirit. And leaving this place, you now wind your way back up the staircase, which seems to have a crystalline glow about it now. No longer is this a dark and eerie place, but the doorway you've created has brought light and love into this place, and fresh air, and the breath of spirit, of higher self. And as you walk forth, the light that you carry with you transcends this place from dungeon to palace. And as you come up to ground level, up this staircase of crystalline, clear quartz, you realize this is now a palace, the palace within your field, a place that once was shadows, that now is light, that once was gloom, that now is love. And you feel a lightness of being. You feel a healing at a depth that you've never felt it before. As you leave this place, cross the drawbridge, come out into the beautiful wide world, carrying with you this high vibration, this knowledge, this love. a big breath of beautiful fresh air. Thank you, Father Sky. Feel the earth beneath your feet, that connectedness to Mother Earth. Feel the sun, the beautiful sun of Grandfather's Sun. Element of fire, the ancestral line of the Father. And you look up and notice there's a full moon in the sky. And the light of Grandmother Moon filtering down gently on your skin, illuminating the ancestral line of the Mother. The element of ether, the interconnectedness of all things, spinning and spiraling within and without you, creating. And you realize now, in all 5 elements, you are complete. You are whole. You are a creator. As you step into the end result of that which you desire, now know that there is no need to trust the process any more than you need to trust that the sun will rise and the moon will shine, because it's all as it should be. Baby spirit, higher self, physical body. Just start to reintegrate now, bringing back with you the light and the love, forgiveness and compassion. Thank you, element of fire, earth, air, and water. Thank you, element of ether. I release you now. And I declare the circle open. Come back into your body and back to present day. Open your eyes. And feel free to have a drink of water.